Hello, my friends. I received a few new decks in the crystal unboxing that I did recently. I wanted to share with you my process of getting to know a new deck. So, first, I will just sit with the box, and similar to the way that I opened up to my crystals, I hold the deck, the entire box before it's opened, onto the portal of my heart and say something similar to that of I open myself to the divine intelligence, wisdom, and healing within. And just breathe that in and sit with the deck. And I will open it up, and I always pull the guidebook out, any instructions that may come with it, anything, take note of things. This one specifically has a feather in it. I always keep a notebook, pen and paper, something nearby to be able to take notes, impressions and intuitive hits that I'm getting, specific cards that are standing out to me, anything so that I really can have reference as I'm building a relationship with this deck. Then I lay each card out. You're going to want to do it somewhere that you have a lot of space, because I lay the major arcana out first and I look at the story that the artist is telling. What is the progression of the Fool in this? What cards stand out to me? Is there a message that Spirit is trying to tell me? There are so many beautiful cards in here, my friends. This is the Star card. This is the Death card. This was my absolute favorite card as I was shuffling through the major arcana at first. But every single card in this deck is absolutely beautiful. So you're going to want to make note of that. And then I do this and I break it down by suit as well. My favorite suit in this deck is the Wands suit. And I will show you a few of these cards so that you can see the absolute striking beauty that is. But I leave it in order and I lay each suit out so that I can see the story that the artist is telling. Is there a progression in the suit? Is each card a little bit different? Is there something different from your typical tarot deck? What stands out? Have the guidebook by for reference, again, so that you can make notes of some of these things. Then I leave everything in these little piles where it is organized by major arcana and by suit, and I will sleep with the guidebook under my pillow. After I have flipped through it and really paid attention to anything that the artist notes that is maybe different from my initial interpretation of the card, or the way that I would interpret it based on my already established reading skills. Each artist has their own interpretation, the same as each reader has their interpretation of the cards. So really blending those energies, and then I allow myself to sleep with it under my pillow. The next day, I again lay everything out and see if anything spoke to me a little bit differently. I only put everything together and shuffle the cards when I feel ready to. Some decks, it's nearly immediately, and others, it takes a little bit of time. But really getting to know the personality and the way that the messages are delivered from each deck. Each deck has its own personality and its own energy that it brings to a reading. So be mindful of those things as you're getting to know your decks. It was 333 on the timer right there. Understand the intention that the deck was created with, and the intention that you purchased that deck with. What drew you to that deck? Did the artwork speak to you? Was it an intuitive hit? Was it a gift? Really pay attention to those things and see how they make a difference as you begin to work with your decks. I hope this was fun and informative for those of you that are readers, and even for those of you that are not. I'm so excited to get to use this Tarot Leaves deck here pretty soon, but I'm going to take a little bit of time for myself and continue to get to know her. Divination and divination tools are very, very personal, my friends, and how you do things is completely up to you. Make it personal, have intention, and communicate with the divine through the process.